9942, Apophis, also known as the god of chaos asteroid, stands out as one of the most frequently searched. With good reason. When it was first discovered in 2004, Apophis appeared to be on a collision course with Earth. While that danger has since been ruled out, this near-Earth asteroid still captivates astronomers and the public alike. 9942, Apophis is a near-Earth asteroid that orbits the Sun about every 324 days. It was discovered in 2004. Early predictions estimated a 2.7% chance of Apophis hitting Earth in 2029, which led to it being temporarily assigned a Torino scale rating of 4, the highest ever recorded for any asteroid at the time, indicating a close encounter with significant chance of collision. This sparked widespread concern and comparisons to the apocalyptic wormwood asteroid from the Book of Revelation. Although further observations ruled out the possibility of impact in the near future, a doomsday atmosphere still lingers around the asteroid. Even its name has a malicious aura. Apophis is named after the evil Egyptian deity, the embodiment of destruction and darkness. That's why it's also known as the god of chaos asteroid. In Egyptian mythology, Apophis, also spelled Apep, Apepi, or Apep, is a giant serpent trying to devour the sun every night. His archenemy, Ra, as a god of sun, defeats him every morning at dawn. Apophis is possibly shaped like an egg or a peanut and measures about 370 meters, 1214 feet in diameter, 450 meters, 1476 feet, long and 170 meters, 557 feet, wide. To compare, the Tunguska impactor that flattened 80 million trees of the taiga forest was about 4 times smaller, 100 meters, 328 feet in diameter, and the Chicxulub asteroid that took out the dinosaurs was about 27 times larger, 10 kilometers, 32,808 feet in diameter. Many ask about Apophis' size compared to Earth. Well, Earth's diameter is about 12,742 kilometers, 7,918 miles, making Apophis roughly 0.003% the size of Earth. While this makes it minuscule in comparison, it's still large enough to be labeled a city killer due to its ability to destroy a metropolitan area upon impact. Apophis is big enough to cause significant local damage. In short, if Apophis hit the Earth, cities anywhere near the impact site wouldn't stand a chance, and the long-term effects could affect the entire world's population. The collision would release energy equivalent to about 1,200 megatons of TNT, or multiple nuclear explosions. That's enough to wreak everything within a few tens of kilometers and cause wildfires over an even larger area. If the asteroid fell into the ocean, the consequences would be just as catastrophic. It could trigger tsunamis hundreds of meters high that would wipe out everything in a coastal area. The resulting dust and debris, or water vapor, if the asteroid lands into the ocean, thrown into the atmosphere would cause drastic climate change. On April 13, 2029, by the way, that will be a Friday the 13th, Apophis will pass at about 31,600 kilometers, 19600 miles, of the Earth, with an uncertainty region of about 3.4 kilometers. That's 10 times closer to us than the Moon, and also closer than the ring of geostationary satellites orbiting our planet. Not anytime soon. Apophis is expected to approach the Earth in 2029, 2036, and 2068. And radar observations and orbit analysis showed it will not hit our planet in either case. Any chance of impact is ruled out for at least the next 100 years, and even further. Thanks to the observation campaign conducted in March 2021, yet some media and individuals still seem to be unaware. As told by Richard Benzel, a planetary scientist at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, the 3 most important things about Apophis are: Apophis will miss the Earth. Apophis will miss the Earth. Apophis will miss the Earth. By the way, We've been keeping track of asteroids that have a chance of hitting the Earth this year. Visit the dedicated article to learn more about dangerous asteroids and the ways to detect and deflect them. No matter what is happening in space, stargazing enthusiasts are always curious about one thing. Will we see something special in the sky? Well, yes. On April 13, 2029, Apophis will be visible to the naked eye observers from Europe, Africa, and Western Asia. It will look like a rather bright, Mag-3 star-like object located in the constellation Cancer. If you watch it for some time, you'll see it moving slowly, roughly the moon's diameter per minute. With the help of Sky Tonight, you'll be able to easily find Apophis and tell it from stars and other bright dots in the sky. Note that shortly after approaching the Earth, it will appear too close to the Sun to be properly observed. Apophis flyby in 2029 will be the closest approach to the Earth by an asteroid of this size that has been predicted in advance. So scientists couldn't let such an opportunity go to waste. Around this time, NASA's OSIRIS-APEX spacecraft, once known as OSIRIS-REx, will meet Apophis and study it for about the next 18 months. Also, ESA's RAMSES mission, the Rapid Apophis mission for space safety, will accompany the asteroid during its flyby. By studying how Earth's gravity affects Apophis' physical characteristics, RAMSES will help scientists better understand how to protect our planet from similar potentially hazardous asteroids in the future. Apophis located in Gemini, but extremely faint, Mag 21.5, requiring advanced telescopes for observation. No further close approaches are planned until its big 2029 flyby. NASA has cleared the space rock, which would make a close flyby. However, what if it were to hit Earth? Could it kill all life on the planet? Understanding the scenario. If Apophis strikes Earth, the energy released would be equivalent to 100,000 megatons of TNT. For comparison, the largest thermonuclear tests were in the tens of megatons. It will level cities across a region. Buildings within tens to a few hundred of kilometers would sustain extreme damage, and some of them will be destroyed. If Apophis hits land, the impact will create approximately 5 kilometers crater. Intense heat would be generated on the surface because of the speed with which the crater would be formed. It would also trigger a massive earthquake in the region, although it would be contained to the local area. If Apophis were to hit a populated area, it would lead to deaths and casualties and damage infrastructure. If Apophis falls into the ocean, large tsunamis would be triggered locally and regionally. The tsunami waves would measure a whopping 12 feet. Simulations carried out on Apophis-sized objects showed the formation of large transoceanic waves, which could also affect distant coastlines that could suffer major inundation. If Apophis doesn't hit land or ocean and breaks up high in the atmosphere, a powerful airburst would be generated, with enormous overpressure, thermal pulse, and blast over a broad area. The radius of the damage would depend on the altitude the asteroid breaks up. This would be similar to what people experienced in Tunguska, when a massive explosion was reported in Siberia on June 30, 1908. Forest caught fire and trees were flattened across 2,150 square kilometers of area. The effects of Apophis on the climate would not be as devastating as previous civilization-ending asteroid events, such as the Chicxulub impact in Mexico, which caused the end Cretaceous extinction. It would not produce a long-lasting global winter, as an impact of that scale would not inject enough dust or sulfates into the stratosphere. China could launch a mission involving multiple flybys of Asteroid Apophis, with a swarm of CubeSats when the rocky body approaches Earth in 2029. Scientists from a number of Chinese universities, including Beihang, Tsinghua, and Sun Yat-sen University, are proposing a rapid response mission to make the most of a rare opportunity. Presented by Asteroid 99942, Apophis to advance planetary science and planetary defense. The Apophis Recon Swarm, RAS, proposal features a flexible mission design. consisting of multiple CubeSats launched either together or as ride-shares on other missions for multiple flybys of Apophis. The mission would seek to measure the asteroid's mass, surface morphology, spin state, and internal structure. It proposes using CubeSats with similar or diverse payloads, and use multispectral imaging, conduct stereo surface mapping, and employ microwave ranging for high-precision gravitational field assessment. The series of flybys and subsequent data could provide critical constraints for the studies of Apophis' interior structure and inform planetary defense strategies, according to the proposal. China is working on its first planetary defense mission, expected to launch around 2027. It also launched a near-Earth sample return mission, Tuanwen-2, late May. It made a flyby of the asteroid Tsunamis in 2012, using its Change-2 orbiter for an extended mission. Apophis presents a rare opportunity to test various concepts in planetary defense, such as the necessity, possibility, and technical challenges of implementing rapid response reconnaissance missions. Authors of the RA's mission proposal stated. The mission could also be collaborative, with the authors noting that contributions from international partners could enhance the science return. Patrick Michel, a senior researcher at Centre National de la Recherche Scientifique, CNRS, who attended the Apophis T4 Years workshop held in Tokyo in April, told Space News that the Chinese team was keen to discuss and coordinate its efforts with international partners. China held its own special session on the upcoming flyby of Apophis. During the second International Conference of Deep Space Sciences, ICDSS 2025, held in the city of Hefei, the two meetings overlapped, but Chinese researchers and international colleagues connected via video link to discuss potential collaboration. Michel stated that the Chinese proposal had yet to secure funding, but welcomed international support. RAS is one of a number of proposed missions globally to take advantage of Apophis' close approach to Earth, with the event offering a unique chance to study a new celestial body and observe tidal effects of a close approach as it occurs. The European Space Agency is working on its RAMSES mission, based on the already launched Hera spacecraft, to follow up on NASA's DART asteroid deflection test, with Michel as chief scientist. It will conduct a before and after survey of the asteroid's shape, surface, orbit, rotation, and orientation to determine how Earth's gravity affected Apophis. A final decision on funding is due at a ministerial meeting later this year. The main spacecraft from the OSIRIS-REx asteroid sample return mission, renamed OSIRIS-APEX, is due to rendezvous with Apophis shortly after its close approach to Earth, though a May 30th Trump administration budget proposal would terminate this extended mission. The T4 workshop meanwhile called on NASA in its recommendations for the agency to repurpose the twin Janus smallsats to visit Apophis. The Japanese Space Agency, JAXA, will launch its delayed Destiny Plus mission, destined for another near-Earth asteroid, Phaethon, in 2028. The slip-in schedule allows the spacecraft to make a flyby of Apophis before it reaches Earth. Apophis is around 340 meters in diameter and classified as an S-type asteroid, likely composed of rock and metal. It was discovered in 2004, with initial calculations giving a 2.7% chance of the asteroid impacting the Earth in 2029, sparking concern. This was later refined to zero risk, and is not considered a risk for at least 100 years. Apophis is calculated to approach as close as 30,600 kilometers to Earth on Friday, April 13, 2029, passing inside geostationary orbit. The flyby will be visible to naked eye observers in Europe, Africa, and parts of Asia. The asteroid is named for the Egyptian god of chaos and darkness, Apep, Apophis in Greek.